I'm convinced Jalen Carter isn't just one of the best athletic defensive tackles out there. He's also a genius. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. Not only is Jalen Carter one of the best athletic young defensive tackles in the National Football League already, he's also a genius. And I mean absolute genius, because he knows how to play the game. And speaking of the game, the next game the Eagles play is going to be a lot easier because you got Kevin Byard at safety. What a move by Howie Roseman. I can't even believe the Tennessee Titans talk to this guy, because all he does is rob that franchise blind. You might as well get Derrick Henry next, because the Titans, they don't know what's hitting them when Howie Roseman makes that phone call. Now, before we get into all of it, we got a lot to talk about. If you're new to the channel and like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. If you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support you give to me. It truly means a lot. Oh, man, what a couple of days when it comes to the Eagles, man. Wow. All I can say is this. The Eagles go out, they show they're the real deal versus Miami, and then boom, one of the big problems you had in there that was just evident, you could see it a mile away, was you had a problem with safety. And what did the Eagles do? They took the safety that was stinking it up, Edmonds. They traded him with a couple picks to Tennessee for Kevin Byard. And this is looking more and more like it's going to be a great trade. And when you see the interception in one of the highlight films that he made in Dallas, and then to run up and do the thing on the star where you stand over it like Owens, man, this guy's going to fit right in with the Eagles. And this is a big trade. It is. It is a big trade after a big win. And you got to wonder what Howie Roseman is going to do next. Now, we'll talk a little bit about the game, and I'll give you some of my final thoughts on where we're headed and what could happen next with the Eagles in a second. But I got to talk to you guys about Jalen Carter, because Jalen Carter is hilarious. The guy's absolute. I love the guy. I got to love him, okay? So, Jalen Carter was asked about his flop, right? If you remember, there was offsetting personal fouls on him and one of the Titans' offensive linemen, and in it, he kind of took a dive. I mean, let's face it, he played it up, right? And they asked him about this, you know? And this is what Jalen Carter said about it, right? It's hilarious. All right, pound Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter, two reporters on his flop last night during the game. He goes, quote, "I was just thinking to myself, what would LeBron do?" What would LeBron do? So he took a flop, because LeBron James always takes flops. This kid is a genius. This is absolute genius. To think of that so quick, oh man, this kid is going to be a monster for a long time. If you already could start performing and perfecting the flops, you the man. You the man. I absolutely love it. I love that comment, and it shows you he's quick on his feet. Yeah, listen. I'm gonna pull LeBron James. Why not? That's what LeBron would do. So that is absolutely hysterical to me. I absolutely love Jalen Carter. I think that's great. And I thought Jalen Carter played a really good game. I did. He didn't get any sacks. Although I was surprised that they didn't give him a sack on the one play, because Tua goes down and just sitting there behind the pocket, and he touches him. And that should have been a sack. I don't know if they registered it one or not, or they just called it a dead play. But technically, in the past, that would have been a sack. But Jalen Carter's killing it. Both him and Jordan Davis have been absolutely fantastic. I think Jalen Carter gets the credit he deserves. I don't think Jordan Davis gets enough credit. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just being honest with you. I don't think he's getting enough credit. He has been absolutely fantastic too, no doubt about it. You know, as far as this Eagles-Dolphins game go, it was the Eagles' best win all season. It was the closest they've played to a complete game so far. I hope that's going to get better. Obviously, the big worry right now, and the thing that we're going to be thinking about, the thing that we're going to be harping on, is Jalen Hurts' injury. We know he's banged up. We know he has a bum knee, and I think it was that Rams game. I knew that had to hurt when he was making that one run and he stumbled and he landed awkward. Hopefully he'll be all right. Hopefully he'll be able to go. If we could get him into the bye week, playing in the next 2 games, we got to do it. But I will say this, though. I will say this. If you said to me right now, all right, Philly, he's got to miss one of the next 2 games, I sit him out versus Washington. I believe Mariota could go in there and beat Washington. I would sit him out against Washington. The weird thing about Washington is that they play us really good at home in Philly. But we take it to them a lot of times in Washington. So I think we could survive. Now, I hope that's not the case. We don't want that to be the case. But if it needed to happen, that's the game you got to miss. You got to be ready for Dallas, because that Dallas game, you could bury that team. You can absolutely bury that team. If you beat Washington and then you beat Dallas, that's bad for Dallas. No doubt about it. The Cowboy fans are like really salty, man. Mark Holmes did a whole video, and it said the refs won the game for the Eagles. Like, dude, are you crazy? And he keeps talking about the non-face mask call, okay? He totally ignores the fact that 2 plays later, they got a pick 6. So they got their touchdown, they got their points. I don't see how that call, no call, changed the game. What changed the game was when Jalen Hurts gave up the pick 6. That wasn't his fault, by the way, and took that team right down there and scored and got the momentum back. That was the biggest deal, and that was the momentum shifter. That had nothing to do with the call, okay? It's unbelievable to me that people blame the refs to that point. Now, I blame the refs a lot in certain situations, but you've never heard me say the only reason they won was because the refs didn't call any penalties on that team. No, with the Cowboys oftentimes get really big favored calls at right times. Everybody knows that for 30 years. But you still got to go out and win the game. But man, boy, Cowboy fans are salty. They thought they were going to gain a half a game on us. Nope, you lost a half a game. Now, with the Eagles and Byard, that having solved your safety problem, because your safety problem is solved. The question is will the Eagles look to make another move? I don't know how much draft capital they want to play with. They still have 8 picks in 2024. Okay, they still have picks, and they still have 2 second-round picks. Would they make another move? It's hard to say. But one team I don't think would answer the call is the Titans. Are they going to trade him Derrick Henry? Because that's the only move. I mean, that one move, if you got Derrick Henry, that would be insane. And it would solve your red zone problems. One move that they may consider that won't involve a trade, because I don't know how much more the Eagles are looking to trade. But, you know, Leonard Fournette is still out there. I mean, he may be worth bringing in for the rest of the year as a free agent. You bring him in for 1 year, and you know what? You give him the red zone feeds, because they don't do anything with Rashad Penny. He doesn't even dress. And I still think putting Gainwell in on 3rd and shorts and 3rd situations like that, he's not the guy that's going to get you those short yards. You could get Leonard Fournette right now off the streets for nothing. You don't have to pay nothing in terms of draft capital. You don't have to trade for him. You could get him right away. I think the Eagles should greatly consider that, you know. And, of course, if they could get a Derrick Henry or Brian Burns, I would be all up for it. There are rumors saying that the Panthers have no interest in trading Burns, and I would say that's because they're pretty stupid. You know, you have no wins this year. You're not going anywhere. He's not resigning with you, and he's a free agent, and he's going to walk for nothing. It makes absolutely no sense to me that that would be the case. So, to me, I still think, even though Howie's made the big trade, that the big trades happen, I still think there could be a few minor trades to go. I still think it's possible. You never know with Howie. And if not, there are guys off the streets that they still can find. Leonard Fournette can come in and at the very least help you in the red zone, help you in short yardage situations. So if I'm the Eagles, I have to consider it. I do. But Howie Roseman robbed the Tennessee Titans, and I don't think he is done yet. With that said, take care. I will talk to you guys later. And of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. You know, I didn't talk about this, but Julio Jones played in 16 snaps versus the Dolphins. I don't think that's bad at all for a guy in his first week with the Eagles. I expect that to go up, and I think that Julio Jones is going to be of significant help for the Eagles by the time we get close to the playoffs. Give him time, let him adjust. Same with Kevin Byard. You have to be patient with these guys and let them adjust. By December, by January, when you're getting into playoffs, these guys are going to be strengths for us, and it's going to be a big deal. You know, don't get caught up if Byard doesn't, goes out versus Washington and gives up a pass. It takes time to adjust. But Jones, Byard, the Eagles are much better than they were a week ago. Denzel Washington, out.